This is Talk Business and Politics with Roby Brock.
I'm Roby Brock. Welcome to today's edition of Talk Business and Politics. Here are your top stories of the day.
Members of Arkansas's congressional delegation plan to send a letter to newly appointed U.S. Energy Secretary Rick Perry, asking him to reverse the Obama administration's participation in the controversial Clean Line project through Arkansas. The state's 6 congressional members say that the wind energy project needed more state and local input in its design. Clean Line officials say a change in the transmission project will kill jobs and delay the massive alternative energy project. Governor Asa Hutchinson outlined his proposed changes to Arkansas Works, his version of Medicaid expansion. The highlights include lowering the maximum income for eligibility to 100% of the federal poverty line versus 138%. It would also include a work component and make Arkansas an assessment state instead of a determination state. Also, the governor named a new director for AETN, Courtney Pledger, will take the helm that's been vacant since last fall's death of longtime director Alan Weatherly.
And those are your top headlines for today. Keep up with these stories and much more at talkbusiness.net. A quick break. We're back with Michael Tilley for news from Northwest Arkansas. And later, Congressman French Hill explains why he did not hold any formal town halls during his recent recess. We're back after this.
Arkansas Electric Cooperative Corporation provides electric energy across 2/3 of Arkansas. This is an exciting time in our energy history, with incredible progress being made in renewable energy and storage technologies. As our energy portfolio continues to diversify, we'll maintain an all-the-above strategy to provide reliable and affordable electricity. Ever since the first light bulbs were placed in our members' homes, the electric cooperatives have been the solutions provider for our members, and we want to continue that well into the future.
Each day, the promise of our nation begins again. Arkansas and America, moving forward. I help make that promise a reality. It's not for everyone, but people everywhere depend on us. Trucking delivers, or everything stops. And that's what drives me.
Executive Editor Michael Tilley covers Northwest Arkansas news for us, as well as reports from the Fort Smith, Van Buren, and River Valley regions. I caught up with him the other day for an update. Well, Michael, Bentonville-based Walmart's changed its mobile app in relation to pharmacy and money transfers. Tell me why that matters.
Well, it matters because this is, part of this ongoing evolution with Walmart, and I think we're going to see more of this. Everything that they do in store that they can move more toward a mobile convenience for the consumer, we're going to see more of this. Pharmacy makes sense. People that want to use the mobile app, it moves them to the front of the line. So there's some incentive to bring those more customers into that digital world. That's what Walmart needs. They get data from that. All kinds of benefits come from that. And as Walmart is buying Jet.com and these other e-commerce companies, they're going to learn some of these tricks. Not that they don't have people on board already that know how to work with these apps, but they're going to learn more of these tricks, so to speak, and bring in more of these technologies. And Roby, I want to be very surprised if we don't see more this year. Several announcements every month, possibly related to their e-commerce, whether it's with mobile app or whether it's with some significant e-commerce platform or more acquisitions. Because Walmart is really proven that they're going to stick with it. I mean, they'll need to show that these same store sales comps, they'll need to show that the net income is going to grow. But they're ahead of the department store pack, so to speak. We just heard Target this week is announced they're going to do a lot of the things that Walmart announced almost 18 months to 2 years ago. So I think, again, I'm going to be very surprised if Walmart doesn't do more of this and try to build on that momentum. They're still behind Amazon a little bit, but they're way ahead of the rest of the pack.
USA Truck has been mentioned as a possible takeover target. If it were to happen, it could be a big loss for the Fort Smith and Van Buren area. What's driving this latest takeover talk?
Well, one of the things, and it would be a hit. I mean, USA Truck employs around 500, is the latest number we have, at their Van Buren headquarters there in the Fort Smith metro area. But back in 2011, Celadon, CGI, tried to take them over, and coincidentally, CGI is one of the other companies mentioned as a possible takeover target. But the other thing is that their USA Truck share price has fallen to a level where it makes them attractive to buy. There's also a lot of capacity tightening, so to speak, in the marketplace for the truckload industry. And if somebody were to acquire USA Truck, it would make sense from an economics in terms of the number of trucks with the driver shortage that we're facing and that type of thing. Again, it definitely would be tough for the Van Buren area, but this Brad Delco, analyst with Stephens Inc., a noted analyst, is suggesting that the market fundamentals are lining up for USA Truck and some other those smaller carriers, relatively speaking, to be acquired.
Home sales numbers continue to come in strong for Northwest Arkansas. Give me some color on the January numbers in Benton and Washington counties.
Yeah, quickly, Roby. Every month we peel back the numbers. We think they're going to kind of level out. They don't. In January in Benton County, there was 73.2 million in home sales. That was up 16.5%. In Washington County, the home sales were hit 43.8 million. That was up 10.3%. Home sales rose. The average median price in Benton County rose over 16%. It rose 4% in Washington County. And remember, these are against some pretty tough comps. Last year, the numbers were remarkable, and for these numbers to continue to grow off 2016 numbers, it's pretty impressive. And from the realtors we talked to, the pipeline is still growing, so we don't think it's going to end anytime soon.
Let's talk business and politics and Northwest Arkansas Business Journal executive editor Michael Tilley. Still to come, congressional town halls were tough for some when they came home last week. Representative French Hill didn't hold any, but he said he was available. More of that conversation when we come back.
Circuits turn on the lights by making a connection, by closing the loop. At Entergy, we believe our economy is circular too. What you put in comes back. So we invest billions in new infrastructure, which helps attract new industry, which helps create new jobs. We partner with local communities to electrify the economy. And together, we power life. Entergy.
When was the last time you felt free? It's time to uncover that feeling again with the compassion of a cross and shield, accepted by over 90% of doctors and specialists, and the power of a card that opens doors in all 50 states, giving you the freedom to love, to dream, to dance like no one is watching. Arkansas Blue Cross and Blue Shield. Live fearless.
Well, the recent congressional recess led to some heated verbal exchanges between congressmen and their constituents. Most famously, you may recall the Senator Tom Cotton town hall that drew nearly 2,000 to Springdale. In my recent interview with Representative French Hill, the Republican from Little Rock explained why he did not hold any formal town hall meetings. So, last question for you. You have received some criticism for not doing town halls during your most recent recess here. I know you did have a busy schedule and did connect with some constituents in some smaller group settings, but tell people why you did not hold any town halls in this last recess.
Well, I do events and have since I was a candidate back in 2014. Every week I'm in Arkansas. I do events, public events open to press, open to the public. And last week, for example, I did an event Saturday morning at the state capitol, in front of the state capitol, with my friends Muskie Harris and Fitz Hill. It was well advertised that Richard Mays and I were the co-chairman of the event. It was the race to end violence, to bring our whole community together, to end gun violence in Little Rock and take back our community. And then on Tuesday of that week, advertised in the Democrat Gazette, I had a open house and chamber event to talk about ways to get the economy growing faster. So every week I'm home, I do public events and try to get around to as many of the 7 counties as I can. And on top of that, we do lots, as you said, of small group meetings. Like last week, I did small group meetings with the citizens from India in Little Rock who were concerned about the immigration topic. I did events with all the healthcare providers on how the ACA is going to be changed. And we do these all the time. And of course we do the teletown halls where last week, or 2 weeks ago, we had about 2,500 people answering questions all over the map of concern to Arkansans in the 2nd District. So I won't stop being out and won't stop doing public events, and appreciate you asking that question.
But no forum specifically for just fielding a constituent's microphone questions like you saw with Senator Cotton, Representative Womack over the recess?
We do. I'm invited to do those, as I say, on a regular basis by groups in the counties, and I try to go to as many as I can, whether it's at a Chamber of Commerce or a hospital open house or high school. There's an untold number of ways I do that every time I'm back at home.
That's Congressman French Hill. You can catch his full interview on our website at talkbusiness.net. That is all for today's program. Thanks so much for tuning in. I'm Roby Brock. We'll see you next time.